Hello, welcome to another episode of Muni-Muni with Ansis. Our guest today is a finance content creator. She is on gatekeeping personal finance. Please help me welcome Chelsea D.
Hello, thank
Hi,
you for
Chelsea.
inviting me, Ansis.
Thank you rin for accepting my invite. Kamusta ka? How are you, Chelsea?
Doing great, doing great. Maganda yung setup mo here, Ansis.
Thank you. Medyo malamig, no?
Mas hindi na. Sakto
Okay,
na.
okay. Okay. So, tinatanong ko to sa a lot of my guests. Kasi for the first season, parang puro Chinoy guests.
Yes.
So, tinatanong ko sa kanila, how Chinoy are you? So, can you tell me about your Chinoy roots?
For me, I wouldn't say yung description ko for my Chinoy roots would be a very chill, modern Chinese family tradition kami. We won't be seen talaga na we will practice all the Chinese traditions. I think the most Chinese I would say is went to St. Jude. I watch a lot
Saint
of
Jude din ako.
yun nga eh. I watch a lot of the Ip Man with my family. And then sa family side ko, may
What's
kaming
Ip
3
Man?
doctors.
Ip Man ba yung
Yung may
karate?
kung karate or
Movie?
tawag nila Muay Thai type eh. Pero yun yung fighting scenes, yung mga
Okay.
yun, mga hilig kami dati dun sa mga Ip Man. And then, later on na lang ako mas na-strengthen yung aking Chinese roots is more through my boyfriend na. Kasi siya yung mas meron stronger Chinese traditions.
Okay. Oh, why did you think hindi sobrang strong yung Chinese roots mo growing up? Like, but you're pure Chinese?
I'm pure Chinese.
But your parents weren't as traditional? Ganun ba?
Weren't as traditional. From what I hear siguro, siyempre, since St. Jude ako, I can hear from my friends how they are raised, di ba? So for example, I hear my friends na very strict yung kanilang family na kaya may curfew, uwi ka this time. Or they are set in certain paths na. Gusto kaya mag-doctor, lawyer, those kinds of paths. For me, hindi ganun, di kami masyadong naging strict yung parents sa akin. Whatever I
So,
nga eh. It's good in a way
Swerte
na.
mo pala. Swerte mo.
Oo.
Okay. Hindi ka nila pinilit mag-doktor, mag-lawyer, ganun, mag-negosyo.
Hindi rin. So yun, sa doctor part, actually dapat I was planning pa before eh. Pero later on, sabi ko, baka gusto ko maging fashion designer.
And pumayag sila.
Pumayag sa, they weren't saying na, no, you cannot do that. Pero later on, syempre, mas naging, mas traditional path, more on the
Yun nga-
corporate.
Yan yung na-realize ko ngayon. Baka yan yung tip for parents na kung gusto mo mag-doktor or mag-finance yung anak mo, dapat hindi
Let
ka
them
masyadong
be.
strict. Let them be. Kasi, di ba kasi ako, growing
yes.
up, lagi nilang sinasabi, mag-doktor ka.
Really?
Kaya ngayon,
Saan na?
komedyante ako. Pero ikaw, parang sige, go mag-fashion designer ka, pero ngayon, nasa finance ka.
Ay, yes. So, that's true nga. So, pero yung finance part kasi I knew na I really wanted to get rich eh. Kasi we came from a middle-class family. So, I knew na, we're comfortable in a way na sheltered ako, educated naman. Pero it's more like, how do I want to achieve the things that I want in life? Siyempre, with own sikap na siya.
Yeah. Pag-usapan natin later yung middle class. Pero going back, sabi mo St. Jude ka, di ba?
Yes.
Gusto ko lang i-compare kasi medyo malayo yung batch na. Siguro we were 10 years apart ba?
Naglagan na ng mga ages.
Kamusta yung St. Jude experience mo?
I feel I love the being na very hardworking. So, St. Jude, since prep school hanggang senior high school.
Yeah,
And
kasi hindi ko alam to ng mga tao na sa St. Jude, hindi ka pwede mag-transfer in. Hanggang,
Transfer in ba? Meron naman mga iba. Nung senior high, I see
okay,
a lot
kasi
of
nung time ko, parang bawal kang mag-transfer in from another school. So,
Really?
lahat ng mga kaklase namin from prep school, yun din yung mga naging kaklase namin nung high school. Pwede ka mag-transfer out, pero hindi ka pwedeng pumasok.
transfer in. Nung senior high school, I see a lot of people na coming from different schools na going inside St. Jude. So, di ko sure kung sa high school part, dun sila mas strict.
Oo.
Pero kasi alam ko nung high school ako, very studious lang eh. Puro aral lang ako that time eh.
Same.
I remember kasi in high school sa St. Jude, I was in a stars section. Kaya puro, so from grade 7 to
may
grade
star
10.
section na, dati na,
Wala pa, no?
ang laki nga nung agwat natin, pero wala pa may star section nun.
That time parang starting pa lang. Tapos kasama ako sa class na star section. And then from grade 7 to grade 10, same lahat ng classmates ko. And then yan, lahat kami puro aral, I mean, some of us have their own, diba? May mga varsity.
Yeah.
Ako hindi ako masyadong varsity, puro aral ako that time.
Meron pa ba yung nabanggit ko to sa past episodes ko na nung time ko, kahit na yun yung stereotype sa ating St. Jude, na Judenites, diba, na aral lang tayo ng aral.
Yes.
Pero nung time ko, ang dami rin naming extracurricular activities, like ang dami namin English plays, na part ako ng cheer dance, varsity.
Ako rin, cheer dance din ako.
Cheer dance ka rin?
Sports fest.
For sports fest ako rin.
Okay, same.
Nanalo ba kayo?
No, sayang, may one time, nag-sports fest, meron pang for modeling naman. Ang tawag
Or
doon?
muse.
Muse. That time, nag-muse ako. Nanalo yung, batch namin. Sabi ko, sayang. Dapat nag-cheering din ako and nag-muse. Pero nag-muse ako, natalo ako. Yung cheering naman, nanalo. Ko,
Okay.
next time.
Naalala ko. And parang hanggang ngayon, ilang years nang nakaraan, ilang years nang lumipas, I mean, may hinanakot pa rin kami nung senior batch kasi namin. Feeling ko sobrang galing namin sa cheer dance.
Okay.
Tapos third place lang kami. Ang nanalo yung sophomores. Tapos hanggang ngayon, feeling namin niluto. Hanggang ngayon talaga. Pag bihira na lang kami mag-reunion ng batchmates ko. Pero hanggang ngayon, pag nakikita kami ng mga cheer
yan
dance,
pa rin, no?
Pinag-uusapan pa rin namin yun. May parang hinanakot pa rin kami. Kasi after nun, kami yung naging representative. Meron ba kayo, anong tawag doon yung inter-school competition?
Parang, I heard that.
Basta yun. So may cheer dance na inter-Chinese school competition.
So if winner ka, ikaw yung papadala, di ba?
Oo.
To that inter.
Pero hindi kami winner, pero kami yung naging representative doon. Tapos kami yung nanalo doon.
That's weird.
So, parang,
yeah. So sino yung judges? Ganun eh.
Hanggang ngayon parang may hinanakit pa rin talaga kami.
Oh.
Ayan. Okay. So St. Jude. Kamusta naman yung teachers niyo sa St. Jude? Like, nung batch, nung time niya?
I mean, I really recalled na sa Chinese ba or more on in general?
Siguro sa Chinese. Sige, let's talk about the Chinese teachers.
I feel like kasi ako, nung bata, I took it for granted, honestly, the Chinese lessons. Pero honestly, the time kasi it was hard for me to understand ano yung tinuturo kasi I don't understand fully the context, di ba? Kahit sana man may konting guidance on using English para ma-gets namin yung mga new words, new lessons. And I remember daming, di ba may leisure for history and then meron naman for the...
Like vocab.
Vocab. There's another one for mostly mga kosher na mga storytellings. And I remember I just keep on memorizing na lang. Puro sitak.
Ako rin. Memorize. Kaya nga ngayon, hindi na rin ako super fluent in Mandarin. Fluent ka ba in Mandarin?
No din eh. Yun nga eh.
Kasi parang
sayang talaga.
Wala masyadong practical lessons.
Puro forward idioms. Yun yung nalala ko.
Yeah.
Na I won't be able to use it now kung I'm going to do it in conversation-wise eh. Parang, I wish there could be a way na before, it would be simpler or practical nga. You can just show objects and then this is what it means, not using a lot of the kosher and then leisure pa.
Daming idioms. So, curious lang ako. Kunyari kung magkakaanak ka, in the future, papaaralin mo ba sa St. Jude?
Ano yung controversial topic yan? Baka sino manonood ng St. Jude now would say na ako, traitor ako.
Hindi naman. Hindi yan. Tayo lang. Would you? Would you?
I honestly, yun yung pinapag-usapan ko with my boyfriend and we both think, siya rin St. Jude din siya. So siya naman, we both think na we wanted a more different background naman for our future kids, hopefully. Sana it won't be as, kasi feel ko that time sheltered kami sa St. Jude, which is good and bad, but I hope na there would be a lot more social activities there.
I agree. I think yan din yung isa sa mga weakness. Hindi ko alam kung nagbago na ngayon yung St. Jude, pero yun yung weakness isa dati sa St. Jude. Parang mas very, very nerdy. Kukulang ka sa social stuff outside of school.
Parang sometimes hard to... May mga nagsasabi na, pag St. Jude, sometimes awkward. Lalo na pag sa college daw. Or sometimes nga, not as sociable as other schools. Kaya, puro studies nga kasi.
Miss Universe yung answer mo na. Parang, well, a different, ano yung sagot mo na parang, siguro a different upbringing.
Pero I'm not, closing it out. Ganun eh.
Oo.
I'm not closing it out kasi there are so many things din na good sa St. Jude na feel ko now na gagamit ko pa rin. Yung pagiging hardworking talaga feel ko is the number one skill na why I'm here now sa situation ko.
And I think merong privilege content. Pag nalalaman ng mga tao na taga St. Jude ka, automatic assumption nila is matalino ka.
Honestly,
Right? 'Di ba?
oo.
Kahit
Na
hindi.
parang,
Kahit
sure
na
ba?
hindi. Pero may assumption na matalino ka.
Yes.
So siguro good and bad 'yon kasi tataas yung expectations nila sa iyo, but
Yeah.
also they will treat you better in a way. Dahil feeling nila mas matalino ka.
Yun nga eh. Parang they'll take your opinion as, good,
Oo.
credible to. Pero yun nga, sometimes, yun nga, there's some doubts pero inside us, di ba?
Yeah.
Oo.
So you're a finance content creator, right?
Yes.
Baka pwede muna natin pag-usapan yung traditional thinking ng mga, especially our elders, about money. Kasi napanood ko yung isang interview mo na you said you're into investing but your family was scared of investing.
Oo. So, yung family ko, they are really, yung advice lagi sa akin is, maging matapid, be frugal, and then sa investing part, they don't mention any tips na from there. They just say na they were scared before. Before, alam ko may isang scenario na dad ko, they were investing into like a VUL, so parang insurance plus investment. And that investment part, bigla pumaba yung value. They took it out na. And then they were not used to that type of risk kasi.
Yeah.
For me naman, that kind of thinking, sayang eh. Parang there's a chance that your money can still grow eh. Parang you're too blinded with the losses, potential losses, na hindi mo na inisip yung mga potential gains mo with your money.
Do you think yung attitude ng Chinoy elders natin ay mas risk-averse when it comes to money?
From what I get to speak din with all of the elders, also mga sa more sa business side din, they are risk averse. I would say na they think their money is something na ayaw nilang galawin na lang. Okay lang lagay na lang siguro sa bangko at least safe pa there kaysa na ilagay ko sa isang investment na they don't understand and may chance mag-lose.
Yeah, I agree. Same with my parents and my uncles and aunts. Na mas safe for them
Oo.
nasa bangko na lang yung yung pera nila. So hindi sila masyadong ma-invest sa kahit na sa stocks or sa
Kahit simple lang, I would say mga money market, high yield savings account, bonds, they were the most more conservative parts of investing.
Pero medyo weird din no kasi ang Chinese
Chinoys.
mahilig din sa business.
Hilig din sa money.
'Di ba? Parang it's a type of investment din yung business. For example, yung dad ko nagbukas siya ng hardware. So siguro yun yung business niya, ay yung investment niya. Pero takot pa rin siya mag-invest in siguro okay, ngayon ko lang habang sinasabi ko to, ngayon ko lang pina-process na takot sila sa hindi nila nakikita. Kasi parang
Hindi
very
mo tangible.
intangible. So gusto nila yung parang hardware,
Kita nila.
plywood na hawak nila, kaya nilang ibenta to versus mag-i-invest ka sa
I think that's one of the mistakes din of many Chinoys na they keep on saying invest in a business, create your own business. But what if during the times na very cyclical, meaning times na di ganoon kaganda yung negosyo, sayang naman yung money na, or opportunity cost of your money. Maganda lang siguro, for example, i-diversify, lagay sa business, lagay din sa investments, at least you can have a more potential to grow it pa. So yun yung tingin ko rin na parang, yes, tama nga may business, pero what if naman, how about naman sa mga investment side? Parang yun yung feel ko minsan kulang.
Okay. May tanong ako. Ano yung attitude ng parents mo about money that you treasure, that you will keep, na i-apply mo sa buhay mo ngayon?
Still being frugal. So, for me, actually before di ako ganun ka-frugal, I would say nung kaka-start ko lang mag-work for, like during senior high, talaga I keep on spending a lot of, masay ko dati before Korean products, mahilig ako. Now naman, I would say, I would really rethink if this is really something that I need or not. Pang wants lang ba siya, pang needs siya. So that's where I got it from my parents na, again, very frugal. Pag-isipan mo muna before you spend.
And ano naman yung parang yung attitude nila about money na hindi mo i-apply sa buhay mo?
Being too risk averse, I would say na they keep on thinking again the potential losses, dun sila nag-ano lang, focus lang eh. So, for example, with my mom, I try to help her din with her investments right now. And she would always say na, sure ba? Di ba yan mag-lose money in this, siguro 3 months, 4 months? Ako, if you're gonna keep it long term naman, why not let it stay muna there and then you can see naman, it will grow naman.
Yeah.
But again, depende yan sa investment. So that's why for her, I choose the safer investments. Hindi na masyadong mga stocks for her.
Okay. So now you're doing finance content. What motivated you to start doing that?
Actually, that time, I was really experimenting with my content creation that time. So I did multiple types. For example, nag-work from home content ako and then fashion content din ako. And then I posted something about global investing. And then that's where it took off for my content creation. And later on, I realized ko nga, no, parang not a lot of Filipinos know about global investing. And I really hope na I could help them with that. Kasi dati, hirap na hirap din ako eh. I didn't know. I really had to research a lot before I got the grounds. So yun na yung aking motivation is really to help din, to ungatekeep.
Well, what do you mean by ungatekeep?
So ungatekeep is really just mentioning all the things na sometimes you're perhaps scared to share. For example, I do share din sa aking content na, so for me, how I earn as a 25-year-old. I become more transparent to my audience. So that's how I try to ungatekeep. And of course, syempre, I find other ways din to ungatekeep in terms sa research-wise. For example, sa mga banks, if you're gonna investing into stocks, ano yung mga magiging cost there, ano yung mga fees. And I share din experience ko.
Well, when you say global investing, so nag-i-invest ka sa stocks abroad, ano ba yan?
Yes. So, maraming ways naman. So, right now, I do investing directly sa stocks. And then there's ways naman na you do it through a local platform and then sila mag-invest para sa'yo. So, I do both.
In-invite kita dito for for ito yung free finance consultation ko. Ngayon kasi, hindi ko alam kung alam mo to, isa sa mga past corporate jobs ko was sa stock exchange, sa Philippine Stock Exchange. So, nung nagtrabaho ko doon lang din ako natuto mag-invest in stocks. So, nag-start ako mag-invest in Philippine stocks. So, ngayon, I think nag-stop lang ako last year mag-invest sa FM ETF.
Okay.
Kasi yun yung FM ETF so what's FM ETF for
FM
our audience?
ETF is like an ETF that tracks the top 30 to 35 companies locally here in the Philippines, yung mga major market caps here in the Philippines. I would say, yan yung way mo as a beginner, diba? If you want to invest in the Philippines, just choose an ETF like FM ETF para kunin mo na, sakop mo na yun the best companies in the Philippines. Pero why did you stop nga?
Kasi, so, nabasa ko kasi before na yung magandang way to invest daw is long-term, as in, anong tawag doon? Balance?
DCA, dollar cost average or peso cost averaging ba? Or?
Yung parang every month, kunyari, magtatabi ka lang ng, every month magtatabi ka ng 5,000 pesos. Tapos invest mo lang siya.
Yes, peso cost average.
Cost averaging, yun yung tawag. So, sabi, yun daw, parang long-term investment. Yun daw yung magandang way to invest. So, yun lang. So, every month, nag-i-invest lang ako sa FM ETF ng a certain amount every month. So, akala ko ang taga ko nung nag-i-invest, like ilang years na.
How was your return?
Tapos ngayon, nung kaka-check ko lang parang last year.
Hindi, no?
Parang loss. Parang
yeah.
Akala, kasi diba, sabi sa cost averaging na mag-invest ka lang paulit-ulit every month, long-term, parang long-term, tataas pa rin yan. Kahit na parang month per month, baka may konting baba, pero long-term,
makakuha mo naman yung sa end gain, di ba?
Pero hindi eh.
Sa case kasi ng Philippines, it's really not a peso cost averaging market na parang set and forget. Kasi if you see yung performance ng FM ETF, if you look at the 10-year, historically, syempre, iba-iba to, it's a loss talaga when you see it as of now. For me, pag sa US market or sa global markets, if you do the peso cost average or dollar cost average, possible pa, higher chances talaga na magkaroon ng gain if you do the long-term DCA, dollar cost average. Kasi sa Philippines,
so nag-work yun pag global market, pag US market?
Mas higher potential, higher chance. Again, never guaranteed tong stocks never guaranteed But you can see kasi din mas liquid din si US, mas marami siyang access to different companies. Compared naman tayo, di ba, sa FMETF, for example, 30 lang to 35. Pag sa US naman, there's an S&P 500, 500 companies. Na you will feel more comfort din. You know na you're investing into a lot of companies na naka-diversify na compared to just in the Philippines lang.
So ngayon, yun yung ginagawa ko. Parang may investments ako sa puro ETF din. Pero yung Vanguard, basta yung S&P 500 ETF.
Si VOO
ganyan.
or...
Oo, VOO. Tapos meron din ako yung, basta ganun, parang mga ETF ng through GoTrade. Tama ba
Same.
yun?
That's also where I have. So GoTrade, yan yung parang way na makakuha ka ng direct access na as a using a foreign broker. And for many people kasi, they think, syempre siguro sa Chinese din, baka takot rin kasi sa GoTrade, there's a chance na baka maban or hindi siya mag-close down kasi yun nangyari sa other foreign brokers here. So another route is yung mga local banks or yung mga local investing platforms. Kaya
Pero
din
mas mataas yung fees.
Mas mataas yung fees.
Tingin mo ba yun din yung takot ko. Tingin mo ba may risk na maban kunyari yung GoTrade ganyan?
Kasi currently hindi siya
So GoTrade for our audience, parang platform siya, 'di ba? Or actually app siya, may app ako sa cellphone na pwede ka mag-invest sa ibang stocks.
In the US lang. So
In the US.
US listed lang siya. So
US
if
lang.
you look at, for example, if you want to check Samsung in Korea, hindi siya included there. Pero if you find an ETF that's US listed na holds, for example, Samsung na Korean stock, pwede. So,
Okay.
puro US listed lang. Walang Ireland domiciled, walang Korean stocks, other stocks outside of US. So, si GoTrade, wala siyang kasi outright ban. Wala pa naman talagang big announcement from SEC. So,
Sana hindi to mapakinggan ng SEC para hindi sila mabigyan ng idea.
okay na for Chinese ba? So, yun nga, mahirap lang kasi we don't know. I also don't know din. Pero from what I'm seeing now, kasi GoTrade, sa deposit and withdrawal phase, di ba
Parang may
maraming...
partners sila na na local banks.
the
So,
local
so,
banks.
so yung iniisip ko parang, baka safer to kasi at least partnered sila with local banks na.
Oo. Tsaka, and I know people who work in GoTrade here sa Philippines. So, parang I'm thinking baka there's, again, less risk compared sa ibang brokers.
So, since we're talking about this, ano yung parang, if there's one tip na mabibigay mo to our audience about investing, pwede locally, pwede globally, what would it be?
To first, wag kayo sana sobrang matakot din. Again, if you are too overwhelmed, you can just search it up online, learn about those, and then start na, kahit just a small amount would help. Kasi if you keep on thinking, nakakatakot yan, hindi ko na-try, at the end, you won't be able to make the first step So for me, before, I was starting out lang global investing na wala masyadong resources din masyado online na local influencers or content creators, kaya I had to do it DIY. But I just tried, kahit small amount, for me to test it out first.
Okay. So your tip would be to just try it out.
Pero syempre, small amount muna para to know if you are willing to be taking that risk.
Ano yung mga parang quote-unquote safer options to invest in for beginners?
For beginners, I would say first to think of your emergency fund din Emergency fund. Parang as long as before you go on to the harder investments, like yung mga stocks, start first with having your emergency fund, and then what you can do with that is just use mga high yield savings account, and you can just place your money there, grow it, sana wala siya nung igagalaw, and then you can earn mga 3 or higher percentage for interest income.
Okay.
Para maki-grow money and then to get your emergency fund na, and that's where you can start yung mga higher risk investments with higher returns.
Parang, okay. Pero parang ang hirap siya i-discuss technically in a podcast setting like this. Pero kunyari kung may ma-recommend kang resource for beginner investors.
Meron kasi ako na hahanap isang, if you know, there's this YouTube platform. Global siya. Pag beginners, meron siyang isang resource na maganda for me. It's The Fifth Person. If you go to their website, meron siyang isang free material.
the fifth person yung
In YouTube,
channel, yung YouTube channel.
So, I would say nabigyan niya ng good justice regarding how to invest globally for beginners. If you want naman very, very beginners lang talaga, how to start, kahit Psychology of Money would help na rin eh. Yung book ng Psychology of Money. Or if you're in your 20s, pwede rin the Defining Decade. Para like you have a good parang good advice for not just your money but also relationships and personal identity.
It's a book.
It's a book.
The Defining
Decade. Parang it just shares na you should parang maximize your 20s for a better 30s. And I think yan yung principle din of investing eh. Talagang maximizing your money during your 20s para 30s at least you have more money.
Feeling ko dyan ako nagkulang nung 20s ako na hindi ako, parang 25 years old ka, di ba?
Yes.
Tapos nakita ko yung content mo na parang earning my first million by 25. Feeling ko nung 25 years old ako parang wala sobrang wala akong pera. Like zero yung bank account ko.
Siguro di naman.
Kukwento ko later. Pero may last question ako about investing. Dinidiscourage mo na ba yung mga tao to invest in Philippine stocks?
I share them the proof. And then, it's up to them if they feel discouraged. Pero I really share na lang yung data points eh. Kasi for me, I mentioned kung beginner ka lang, hindi ka marunong magbasa ng stock. You have to read kasi the financial statements, competitors ng company na yan. If di kayo marunong, just start first with an ETF. Pero pag ETF, kaya ba sa Philippines? Ganda ba yung setup here? Will you gain money here? That's where I go back again to global markets na ETF.
Okay. So, kunyari, kung may Philippine product na i-investan ka in, hindi kailangan stocks. Ano yun?
A Philippine product na hindi stocks.
Or kung stock man or hindi.
Yun nga eh. So, I would say it's...
So, no talaga. Wala talaga.
Hindi naman. Kaya that's what I'm trying to really learn more about. Kasi I keep on sharing about ETFs. And then, if you see the biggest billionaires, yung mga richest in the world, they go for individual stocks eh. So, hindi yung ETF route sila eh. More on choosing the best companies. Pero as a beginner, how would you do that?
Ako, yan din yung reason kung bakit ako kasi yung ETF parang fund na siya, diba? So, hindi ko na kailangan mag-research ng individual companies. Parang maganda ba tong company na to? Or ito. Parang, okay, kayo na bahala. Basta ito yung pera ko. Ganun.
Yes. Ganun yun sa ETF. Pero, if you really want to be, syempre, the best of the best, yun nga. Yan na yung individual stock route. Yun like si Warren Buffett, Lilu. Sila yung mga makita mo may good track record of choosing concentrated na stocks. So for me sa Philippines, I want to learn more first before I can share my top bets.
Okay. So research first sa Philippines before you invest. At least sa mga Philippine products.
Yes.
Okay. So going back dun sa 25 years old kasi ako. Nung 25 years old ako, nag-start ako ng nag-quit ako ng job. Nag-quit ako ng corporate job.
Yes.
Tapos gusto ko mag-start ng business. Tapos yung business ko, mag-produce ng theater, ng plays, ng musicals. Masaya. Very fulfilling, masaya. Pero
money-wise ba?
Pero money-wise, ginamit ko lahat ng personal savings ko. Tapos, I mean, basta nag-zero talaga yung bank account ko.
Pero look where you are now.
25 years old ako.
Pero look where you are now.
So, kwentuhan mo nga ako nung, bakit at 25 years old, naka 1 million ka na?
I would syempre, of course, share talaga. In my experience, malaking tulong na my mom sheltered me. My mom took care of me. My dad provided us with savings before he passed away. I feel na laking tulong yan because I was able to focus on getting internships, doing a lot of corporate side gigs, my corporate work. That's why I was able to reach 1 million before 25 years old. I would say I was really dedicated talaga before na I really wanted to find multiple streams of income eh. So before nung starting out of senior high, I really did ESL tutoring. Then nag-transition ako into 8 internships during college. Later on, after graduation na, nag-focus na ako on corporate work but with investments. And then this year, doon ako mas nag-increase ng aking side hustles.
So, so marami kang hustles but also you acknowledge na may konting privilege
Oh, there
at
is.
the beginning.
Oo. There is a huge privilege na I was taken care of. And I think biggest motivation for me was when I lost my dad eh. That was when it really hit me na, oh no, paano na yung money? Paano yung finances ng family? And ako, for the future. And I knew kasi, syempre, dad ko is the breadwinner. How can I make sure na I have enough savings din for myself kasi wala na yung breadwinner.
Yeah.
Wala na yung dad. So I really maximized talaga, found ways talaga to earn even when I was studying.
But you mentioned na middle class
Class.
family kayo, no?
Yes.
Parang kami rin middle class. And alam mo yung mga pag Chinese ka,
Tingin mayaman.
assumption sa'yo is tingin mayaman. Yung assumption sa'yo is mayaman ka.
Yes.
Right? Ano yung thoughts mo doon? Or ina-assume ba ng mga tao na mayaman ka and pinanganak kang mayaman?
Meron mga iba nagko-comment about that. May nagsasabi na, siguro nepo baby ka lang eh. Kaya naka 1 million ka eh. Pero it's not that. Tapos inomen ko, I lost my dad. Hindi siya ganyan na set up. It's really through hard work and dedication and really resilience din eh. I felt na maraming Chinoys nga, maraming tao tingin mga Chinoys are really wealthy. Galing sa malaking negosyo and then passed down na to next generations. Pero it's not really that. I feel na there are a lot of Chinoys din na are in the middle class situation and trying to strive to become more wealthy.
Parang it's a mixture of both eh. Parang for sure mas privileged tayo than a lot of people. But also hindi rin tayo yung millionaryo na inaakala ng mga tao na hindi natin kailangan magtrabaho.
Pero I can't fault din some people na who would think na the Chinese are the rich. Kasi when you see conglomerates here in the Philippines, puro mga Chinese. Gokong Wei, si family.
Yun nga, lalo na C pa yung apelido ko. So, na-assume talaga ng mga tao na kamag-anak ko si Henry C.
So yun, I wouldn't fault them for that. Pero again, there's still a lot of, I would say iba-iba pa rin yung natin eh. Situation natin as Chinese.
Yeah. Dati kasi parang isa siyang hindi na pain point, parang trigger point for me na kapag alam mo yun, pag inaakala ng mga tao na hindi ka naghirap to be where you are now. Kunyari dati nung nag-produce nga ako ng musical, parang yung assumption ng mga tao, kasi ang yaman mo siguro.
Bata ka pa that time, 25 eh.
Ang yaman mo siguro na kayang-kaya mo to gawin. I mean, may privilege pa rin, pero hindi naman kami mayaman na ano lang to, na parang throw away money lang yung ginamit ko.
Mahirap din kasi for people, iba yung definition of being rich. I think some people being rich is being able to have food lang on their home or being able to educate yung mga anak nila. Pero tayo kasi siguro iba rin yung ating definition of being rich. Gusto natin na throw money and okay na. It doesn't matter, di ba? So, iba-iba.
Kung kamag-anak ko lang talaga si Henry C. Kung millionaire lang talaga ako.
Wala
na tong Muni-Muni podcast. Hindi ko to gagawin. Matutulog lang ako ngayon. Joke. Okay, so millionaire ka at 25. Ano yung next goals mo?
Goals. Yun nga, kahit na-achieve ko na yung 1 million, parang I still feel na I was happy, I felt proud. But later on, what's next eh? Yung nag-inisip ko, so what's the next goal? What's the next number? So, of course, I always think na how can I reach that next goal faster? If I want 10 million, how do I reach it faster? Parang scaling it up and in the highest or fastest rate possible.
And kaya ka maraming side hustles. Sige, enumerate mo nga yung mga side hustles.
So actually, yun din share ko na rin. Nawala na rin yung aking, previously, this year, it was first full-time work. Second, content creation. Content creation, again, nanganganak na yun ng maraming side gigs later on eh. Through content creation, there's brand deals. There's also affiliate links. Meron ka mga speaking engagements. And then, sa speaking engagements na yan, it also gave birth, for me, it was consultations. Consultations whether through partnered companies or individuals. For partnered companies naman, right now, for example, I'm partnered with one of the franchise owners of Jollibee and I teach employees of Jollibee. So, and then marami pa ibang random gigs. For example, if may kailangan sa boyfriend ko na help, dun din, random gigs din siya. So yan, nagiging ganito. But right now, at this moment, I already stopped now with my full-time work. Now, pursuing na yung other, sabi kong side gigs here. And then, hopefully, add more or scale more.
Okay. Tingnan mo, Gen Z ka, di ba?
Yes.
Tingnan mo ba yung mga Gen Zs ngayon, parang hindi na rin enough yung isang job na lang. Mas side gigs and ma-hustle
Dumadami.
ba yung Gen Z?
I would say, I'm not sure kung Gen Z lang, pero in the Philippines, marami man talaga tayong gig workers here. We know na hindi enough to sustain just one work. Kaya naghahanap tayo ng online work, di ba? Sa gabi na lang or when you're free. I would say din, for me kasi nahirapan din ako to really rely on just one income stream kasi takot ko baka biglang mawala lang yan. Ano yung backup ko? So that's why I really wanted to diversify din. Not just through my investment but also from my active work na.
And parang ngayon, in this day and age, hindi na rin sobrang stable ng corporate job. Ang dami kong nakikilalang nalilay off. Kahit na sa corporate jobs nila.
So yun nga So na-mention ko parang hard to rely on just one work. So for example, sa corporate, yun nga, sa AI part, yun ako,
Ayun pa.
Yun na natakot din ako for many workers in the Philippines. How long can they feel stable before they can be replaced rin with AI work? Kasi laking laking cost reduction yan for the companies. Pero of course, for the employee side, mahirap talaga.
So, anong thoughts? Since nabanggit mo na yung AI, anong thoughts mo about AI?
For businesses, of course, it really helps, diba? Increase efficiencies For example, small business ka lang as a tauke, sabi mo, hindi mo na kailangan mag-hire, diba? You can just have AI and then multiple agents na sa AI to do all your work, whether for marketing, operations, finance. Meron ka ng specific roles for them through AI. Pero naman, I would say, for the employee side, what I hope na people would do is really to ride on it, meaning to learn AI rather than to stay parang wag na lang kasi i-replace niya ako. Learn na lang. Learn to be more efficient with AI.
Pero kasi minsan parang may nakita akong nag-demo na parang nag-prompt lang siya sa AI, nakagawa na yung AI ng software. Nakagawa na siya ng 3D model. So parang nakakatakot din, especially for the creatives, yung mga graphic designers, yung mga software developers, mga engineers, parang nare-replace na nga talaga sila tayo ng AI.
Faster na kasi yung ideation and then implementation phase pag gamit AI Kaya, mahirap nga. For creatives, yun yung mas mahirap na part Kasi later on, we're content creators. Then later on, there will be AI influencers na. So, ano rin tayo?
May mga AI artista na rin nga Parang kakakita ko lang sa news na may gagawa sila ng AI movie na may AI artista, AI writer, ganon.
All AI na, diba? Tapos funded well pa yan. So, what will happen I think sa creative industry, doon ako mas question mark kasi ang hirap. Would you be willing ba to place your face with AI?
Pero feeling ko pag in-upload mo kasi yung picture, yung video mo online, makukuha na yun ng AI
That's true. Pero magastos pa rin for them.
May mga gumagawa, hindi ko na lang banggitin kung sino, pero may gumawa ng kunyari poster ng isang show ko. Tapos AI version of myself. So kahit na hindi ko naman hindi naman ako pinicture na for AI use, since meron ako mga pictures and video online, nagagamit na rin for AI. So pakitakpan na lang po yung mukha ko ngayon para hindi ako magamit sa... Di ba nakakatakot?
Nakakatakot at the same time, parang hindi mo na ako nasasanay, pero kasi previously I had work din sa AI. I felt na parang it's going to be mahirap nga, honestly mahirap, pero it's inevitable na rin. Doon na rin nangyayari yun na yung path eh. Yun na nakikita natin sa global markets din eh. So US, that's how they're really striving for it. Next time, magkakaroon na rin ng robots with AI, intelligence. So, for me, sa part mo, I think it's easier for us content creators naman if we focus on the long form. Kasi pag shorts pa lang, makita mo it's gonna be crowded na with a lot of AI eh. Pero kasi cheaper for them to make. Pero if you do long form, mas mahal. Kasi maraming tokens to use if long form. Tsaka hindi pa nila masyadong kakukuha. Yung angles, for example, or next angle, hindi nila nakuha yung for example, yung face.
Pero yun nga kasi parang ang bilis din ng development, no?
Yun
Kaya
lang
parang in the future, baka mas mapaperfect na nila yung
face ni Ansis.
tapos di na nila alam kung sino yung totoong Ansis.
That's a possibility nga yun.
Yeah, so, wala. We
have to face it and adapt. Parang
may napanood ako sa, alam mo yung series na Hacks? Basta may series. Parang may nasabing line doon yung isang character na, kausap kasi niya isang AI founder.
Okay.
Tapos yung comedy writer kasi tong protagonist. Tapos sinasabi doon sa AI writer na, sinasabi doon sa AI founder na, kayo kasi yung nagsasabi na it's inevitable. Parang sinasabi niyo na it's inevitable, AI is coming here. Kaya wala kami magawa na, okay. Pero kung kayo mismo, medyo nag-back off ng konti, parang may kaya tayong gawin to. Pero ewan ko. Like, ngayon nag-chat GPT pa rin naman ako for, recipes. pero, medyo may icky feeling for me. Kunyari, gagamit ako ng AI to produce a video or to create graphics.
Kaya parang for you want it to be all handmade, parang kahit sarili. Sarili.
Yung iniisip ko ngayon is parang ako lang yung may kayang magsulat na to. Pero hindi rin natin alam eh. Baka next time magaling na rin yung AI magsulat at alam na rin, marunong na rin sila mag-comedy. Ganun.
Yun nga. Siguro hindi naman sa comedy. Meron pa naman ikaw, edge there, feel ko. Pero I know people kasi, for example, they use their voice and then they just instruct voice meaning they know na talaga. For example, si Ansis. Ansis is very witty, funny, uses a lot of Chinoy jokes. Please make a script for Ansis for Muni-Muni. It's possible na rin. Yeah. Kaya yun yung good and bad talaga.
Kasi ngayon minsan natatakot ako. Minsan pag kinakausap ko si ChatGPT, parang kilala niya ako eh. Parang kilala niya si auntie. Alam niya na nagka-auntie ako. Parang medyo nakakatakot. Sa totoo lang.
Tapos bibigay sa'yo bagong, ito yung mga potential mo. After auntie.
Tapos naalala niya na, kasi minsan ginagamit ko rin naman yung ChatGPT to brainstorm.
Yes,
parang kung kailangan ko ng ideas. So minsan naalala niya, di ba dati parang gumagawa ka ng liniment content? Nakakatakot. Nakakatakot na, tapos yun, siguro nakakuha na niya yung ideas.
Alam na niya. Kilala ka na niya.
Okay. So balik tayo sa mga marami mong side hustles. Nababalance mo pa rin ba to with your life, with your social life? Ganun.
Parang feel ko I focus more on the work rather than focusing siguro on social activities nga. I would say mas mostly workaholic. Puro work nga ako mostly. And swerte ako, yung one of the support system ko, boyfriend ko, ganun din, workaholic din siya. Kaya even, yung joke namin even when we call sa gabi, he's working and I'm still working. Pero kay dun siguro na balance ko kasi I see a lot of my friends din who are working a lot, my boyfriend ko working a lot, so mas kaya. Pero for me, that's why I also left din yung aking full-time work now because I knew if I wanted to succeed sa full-time work ko, which is right now there's a good opportunity, hindi ko magagawa unless if I lessen down my content creation.
Yeah.
So it was time, that was a breaking point for me. Parang, do I choose the side hustles that I have or do I still stay in my corporate work na stable and I knew na mas sa akin, magbibigay sa akin ng stable income later on. So I chose yung my personal business na.
Okay. So you quit your job. Never mo bang na-feel na never ka umabot sa point na na-burn out ka?
I feel ko nag-burnout ako every. Feel ko,
Parang hindi yata healthy yun, Chelsea.
yun nga, baka pwede mo ko advice there. Kasi, ever since, puro, ganun eh. For me, sanay na ako sa ganito. Na feel ko, pag hindi ako busy, I feel na may kulang ba? Parang feel ko it's a part, pagiging personality, A-type. May chance din. Pero, at the end, I try to rest during mga breaks pa rin. Kahit konting breaks, I try to rest.
Yeah. So ano lang talaga siya na parang personality mo lang talaga siya. Because sabi mo nga yung parents mo before didn't raise you like that na parang kailangan nag-work ka every time.
And I think kasi I read a lot of books before and yun nga, sabi ko yung Defining Decade and other books din na similar to that. Laging goal is to, for me, dahil doon, naging goal ko is hustling hard in my 20s for better 30s. Kaya yun laging siguro principle and mindset ko na, kahit unconsciously, kaya na-apply ko na siyang ganun.
Sige nga, ano yung parang gist nung book na yun na parang you have to hustle. So from 20 to 29, you have to hustle. So by 30 onwards, mas chill na yung life mo. Ganun.
It's parang naging setting stone kasi yung 20s mo eh. For your future, kahit 30s, 40s ka na. And parang may nabanggit sa book yata. I forgot the mismong analogy. But then there's a part of our brain yata na still in development phase during 20s. Na if siguro apply mo a lot of good habits, pupunta siya. And mag-give birth siya to more, to better benefits for 30s and 40s. Kaya lahat binigay na parang examples for your love life. Kahit you don't have to be to have high standards. Parang ganyan. For money, parang I think may nabanggit there is more on how you can negotiate, use your personal currency to negotiate higher for your work. Parang iba-iba yung mga tips na nagay there.
Balik nga tayo sa love life. Parang by 20s dapat hindi pa sobrang taas yung standards mo, ganun. Or kailangan try ka ng iba-ibang...
Siguro there's a part na you have to try. But there's a rule din eh. I'm not sure anong specific term yun. Parang there's a secretary rule din eh. Na parang you don't have to try all. Just have to find a good average lang. Average meaning, after you done multiple dates, after siguro fourth try, you're happy with sino kasama mo, you're okay na with that. Para may rule yun eh. Even for when you're hiring someone, ganito yung rule din.
Yeah.
Statistics
Yeah, ganyan ba yung nangyari sa boyfriend mo na
siya yung first ko eh. Siya first ko.
Since matagal na.
Mag 5 years na kami. Kaya matagal 4 to 5 years na kami.
Okay, so in your 20s, you have to... Pero paano naman yung mga... Kasi inisip ko, back when I was in my 20s, hindi ko pa rin talaga alam kung ano yung gusto kong gawin in my 30s. So parang nung mga 20s ako, like, medyo experiment lang talaga na kung ano-anong corporate jobs yung pinusukan ko, different industries, kasi hindi ko talaga alam kung anong gusto ko gawin. Tapos nagka-classes ako, workshops, kasi wala lang, hindi ko lang talaga alam kung ano yung plano ko sa buhay. So paano yun?
Pero for me, narinig ko from you, it's more like you have a lot of options. Parang yun yung end goal din for everyone. It's like you have the freedom to choose whichever path you want in that specific time eh. Kaya parang for me, I wanted a life full of options. Whether next time. Ako rin, hindi rin ako sure sa 10 years from now, saan ako. Pero for sure, I have the decision na hindi ako mahihirap kasi I have enough financial capacity na to do whatever I want naman.
In 5 years, 30s ka na, ano yung na-imagine mo na life in your 30s?
Life in my 30s, first may business apart from si content creation. So talaga really pursue that. And family.
Anong klaseng business? Babalik ka ba kasi diba sabi mo fashion yung isa sa mga unang interest mo?
Yun nga, for me kasi, now, na mas naging mature na ako and I got to meet a lot of business people, parang fashion ba yung aking, pursue when you can see maraming competitors here din sa Philippines. And then, mga international markets na pupunta here, Uniqlo, Zara, how do you compete against them if you want to be the best of the best? So until now, I don't know, pero I have 3 principles na, and siguro tips na rin siya from what I learned na rin is, first, try to reduce your costs as much as possible. Oh, parang very Chinoy, no? Reduce your costs. If kaya naman maging matipid, be matipid with good quality. Second naman is to find the lowest common denominator na kaya mo i-target maraming tao, maraming target market with just few products. Third naman is to find the scalability of it. Kaya kung kaya mo i-repeat itong, for example, product and have that success, easy lang ba siya to replicate and scale it up for other iterations. So those 3 yung aking naging principles now. Kaya baka fashion, isip ko, scalable ba siya?
Na may kukwento ko yan kasi yung boyfriend ko ngayon, gumagawa siya ng mga pabango.
Okay.
So yun yung parang i-launch niyang business soon. So parang inisip ko, scalable nga ba? And
meron siyang distribution na. So for example, sa social media, e-commerce.
Magsa-start pa lang. So parang...
Ikaw yung face ba?
Hindi ko. Wala pa. Pero magsa-start pa lang. So parang sa mga bazaars, gano'n. Yeah. So sige. Good tips. Good
Thank you.
tips.
Kasi daming competitors now. Daming may perfume brands.
Pero parang lahat kasi ng business, marami na rin competitors eh.
Pero saan dyan na kaya mo magkaroon ng more competitive advantage? Kaya for me, that time, sa content creation, sa finance, global investing specifically, wala pa masyadong gumagawa. So that's where I found my competitive advantage.
Kasi ako rin naman, when I started, parang, wala pa masyadong gumagawa ng Chinoy, tapos comedy. Like comedy, content. So, oo nga no.
That's your moat talaga.
Oo nga no. Although nung time na hindi ko siya sinasadyang isipin, pero parang lumabas na lang.
Good strategy pala.
So I guess magandang rin yun na parang may ganong strategy ka na ano yung competitive advantage mo before you start something.
So I mentioned, diba, I talk to a lot of Filipinos and lagi naman goal na naman is also a business. Pero their main thinking is, okay, what I see online could be successful na, or what I hear from my friends is also successful na. For example, rice. Pagbebenta ng rice, laundry shop, ano pa ba? Perfumes din, honestly. Marami din may gustong perfumes. Pero I always go to the question na, yun nga, those 3 principles, low cost pa siya, scalable, and lowest common denominator.
Na panood ko sa isang interview mo na nung bata ka, doon nag-start yung parang entrepreneurial spirit mo kasi you sold erasers. Sobrang natuwa ako sa story na yun dahil naalala ko rin nung nasa elementary ako. Hindi ko alam kung anong pumasok sa isip ko. Naghanap ako ng mga nahanap ako mga lumang Archie. Kasi mga Archie comics.
Magazine, no?
Mga lumang, tapos tinart ko na lang ibenta in school. For like mga 10 pesos, gano'n.
Magkano that time, no?
Hindi ko alam. Pero
second hand na kasi, no?
Oo, as in lumang-luma na. So parang nung narinig ko yung story na yan, parang, nung bata ako, bigla, na walang nag-urge sa akin to start selling. Siguro that's our Chinoy side. But also, pinagalitan ako ng teacher. Hindi ko alam.
Bawal ba that time?
Baka bawal yata mag-sell to classmates. Pero, can you talk to me about that? Yung entrepreneurial spirit mo nung bata ka.
So,
ano yung nag-inspire sa'yo nun?
Gusto ko lang magkapera that time. Really,
parang lahat naman tayo. Ganun.
Pero for me kasi, I felt na I wanted to sell that kasi alam ko meron ako maraming supply sa bahay kasi may auntie came back from the US. Tapos dami ang supply. Sabi ko, hindi ko mga gamit yan What if benta ko na lang? Tapos yung binenta ko siya, I honestly believe na failure siya kasi I got too greedy to the point na taasin ko yung price kasi galing to sa States Tsaka iba-iba yung design niya Wala naman dito sa Philippines yan, diba? So, I marked the price super high compared sa market rate. Now, when my classmates went to my table, magkano yan? Mahal Ba't ang mahal? Galing US Pero,
magkano mo binenta yun? Nalalo?
I forgot na mismo. Alam ko dati may mga 10 pesos lang. Siguro less than pa nga isang eraser. I think the markup ko ng times 5 yan It was to the point na I gained, sobrang not business sense. No business sense pa that time.
No business. Pero, kunyari kung ngayon, kung meron kang mabibigay na nabanggit mo na yung 3 tips. No? Nabanggit mo na yung 3 tips. Pero, sa business. Pero ngayon sa finance naman, sa finance. If you have like one tip for both for Chinoys and for Pinoys
Sige.
na parang biggest tip for personal finance. Ano yun?
I think I would go correlate back to our dreams of having our own business. Whether if you're a Chinoy or a Pinoy, you want to create your own business. Pero again, if you invest in the business, there are times na it would get rough. Hindi maganda lahat ng environment natin. Except if meron kang strong pricing power for your business na no matter which condition, malakas pa rin business mo. Pero if hindi, try to invest as well in other investments apart from just your current business. So yan yung magiging tip ko, to also think of other investments. Hindi lang lagi always reinvest back to the business.
Mm-hmm. So mag-invest ka rin sa businesses ng iba.
Pwede through stocks.
Through stocks.
Pwede through stocks. Or pwede rin through just mga conservative investments lang. Na those na, yung mga bonds, MP2. Kahit conservative, okay. If you want more aggressive, that's also fine. Again, with higher risk lang.
Mm-hmm.
Basta to not just limit yourself to always business. To try to think of other avenues of ways you can grow your money. Which is through investments din.
Yeah. Okay, gets. Hindi mo naman kailangan mag-business kasi pwede ka rin mag-invest sa
Other
mutual funds, sa
stocks through other businesses na you own a piece of that business.
Okay.
So pwede rin. Kaya for me, kung tawag ka, for example, try to think of your personal finance din for your personal investments apart from just always sundi or business.
Okay. Kasi tayo mga
Chinoy.
Chinese, parang ano talaga no? Business talaga yung unang,
Oo.
parang dream Parang yun yung dream ng almost lahat, di ba?
Yeah.
Na to have our own business.
Pero issue ko lang there is, are you a great business owner? If hindi ka rin magaling mag-manage ng business, just let someone else manage it. Yung nga, through, again, for example, stocks, na alam mo, are better in managing businesses than you. So, yun yung mga things na parang opportunity cost na iisipin. Lalagay mo ba pera mo here? How much in return? How much in risk compared to here?
Di ba sabi mo, when you were pricing the erasers, parang medyo naging greedy ka kasi tinaasa mo yung price. Since finance content creator ka, meron bang unhealthy naman na relationship with money? Na parang with greed, for example?
With greed?
Or naging unhealthy ba ever yung relationship mo with money?
Siguro naging unhealthy na I wanted more. Na kahit sabihin ko lang na ito, enough naman siya, pero I always wanted more. And it sometimes comes to the point na nasi-stress din ako. Kahit okay naman talaga yung situation ko sa finances, and again, privilege ako na my mom takes care of me, I still want to scale it up. So, syempre, minsan, naging unhealthy na may expectations ako na sobrang high for myself. But at the same time, ko good rin naman siya kasi at least I'm pursuing different things. Yeah. So, again, goods and bads. I would say another unhealthy thing din, which I napapansin ko for many Chinoy, lalo mga older, is takot sila mag-track ng money. They don't want to know how much they spend out. How much, alam nila kung how much pumapasok. Yung per spending out, ayaw na masyado i-calculate na, okay lang, basta meron. Kasi pag nalaman nila, they'll get stressed daw. Yun din feel ko unhealthy. Kasi, you should face the truth pa rin naman na how much you earn, how much you spend, but you can still find some improvements.
Okay. So parang dapat balance siya of still striving hard, still working hard for money, pero not sobra-sobra na masa-stress ka.
I would say ganyan, pero hard to do, easier lang to say. Kasi marami tayo nakita online din parang marami tayong role models na, siya, he's a billionaire, and then how he was able to do it, you can try finding inspirations there and try to find ways baka kaya mo rin gawin. So yun, it's hard din to say.
Yeah. Siguro for my last question, ano naman yung opposite nun? How can we, especially tayo mga younger generation, how can we have a healthier relationship with money?
Have a healthier relation is first to understand where you currently are. Understand mo na kung saan yung starting point mo and be upfront with it. Know na saan ka. Baka maybe you would see na you're spending a lot. Maybe you can try find ways to decrease at first. Find the starting point and later on, again, be upfront and learn how to improve them later. So yun muna, kahit be upfront with
Be
yourself.
upfront. Oo nga. Huwag kang
Matakot.
tsaka huwag kang magsinungaling sa sarili mo na
Yeah.
na hindi ka magastos. Parang kailangan mong i-face yung katotohanan na kung nasaan ka ngayon.
Yes.
In terms of your personal finance.
So parang for me, I see people na sige, I know na I spend a lot but I don't know, hindi nila alam kung saan and how much. Sasabihin lang nila next month, sige, I'll spend less. Pero hindi mo alam kung ano yung agwat ng nag-spend ka here.
Kung ano yung less.
Ano yung
How
less?
do you spend less?
How do you spend less? So be upfront and be much more analytical din. Alamin mo kung how much yan per ilang piso yan.
Oo. Para sa next month, alam mo kung kunyari kung ilang kape yung pwede mong bawasan. Or kung may leeway ka pa na kaya ko pa palang isa pang Starbucks book next month, ganun. Thank you so much. Before we end, saan kanila mahanap? Where can they find you online?
You can find me online at Chelsea_digital. It's on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and then for my Instagram, it's at Chelsea_D.
Thank you so much, Chelsea.
Ansis.
Thank you. Ang dami ko natutunan. Thank you.
Ako rin, Thank you.